Happening right now, tie game.
For today's video, we'll be testing out the
AG3 mid. So thank you again, 361 for sending me this. And we'll put it on the test.
cushion. I think it needs a little bit of braking time. It's kind of stiff right now. But we'll see. But the traction, guys, still one of the best. The AG1 has been very dependable in terms of traction. So wait and see. So ito, may nagre-request. Yung coach namin, kasama daw sa vlog. Coach! Ano?
Yeah!
Ano masasabi mo sa game?
Manalo tayo niyan. Manalo tayo. Sure win.
Sure win to, sure win.
Score so far. Hi. Panalo ba tayo, sir?
Hi everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video we will be giving you the performance review of the all-new basketball sneakers from 361. Let's go. Guys, before we begin with the performance review of this sneaker, I would just like to thank our sponsor for this video, which is soulpremise.com, which is a bag company. I'll put it up here. So this is actually an XL bag of theirs. So what's nice about Soul Premise bags is if you're looking for a gym bag that doesn't look like your typical gym bag and you want it to be a little bit more stylish, or more stylish than those mesh like gym bags that are out there in the market. And the model of this one is the XL version backpack. I specifically chose this one because it can fit 5 basketball sneakers around US 11 comfortably, and you can put even your clothes, your jerseys, whatever. And even my camera gears are partly in here too. I'll show you the compartments. So here's the back area. So 2 pairs here. So my camera equipments are here, my Terra gun is here, my pain reliever is here, my non-grip is also here on this side, and on the other side is another compartment for 2 more sneakers here. I don't have a pair of sneakers here, but my GT cut is also here, and there's some more compartments on this side too where you can put your clothes, your toiletries. Because this is not just for a gym or basketball or whatever. You can use this for traveling because it looks like a very stylish, luxurious bag. And if you take a close look at the material of the leather, this is made out of genuine premium leather that is really soft, and it's not that very rough leather. So this is made out of really good quality leather. There's 2 more compartments here on top and bottom where you can put, I actually put my wallet here, and my mask and other stuff here. The straps of this bag is very back friendly. It's heavily padded. There's padding around here, and there's even a buckle so that the weight will be distributed properly around your chest and not your lower back, so you won't have that lower back pain. And I said 5 pairs. There's another compartment at the bottom. Here, let's open it up. So this is actually a mini review of the bag from Soul Premise. Another pair here. My Anta sneakers, which is also a US 11. So it can fit comfortably, and if you don't want to put sneakers, you can put your water bottle, your wet clothes at the bottom too, whatever, or your food and whatever you can put. So this is actually a very useful bag, and like I said, it's very stylish, it looks very luxurious, and for the price of it, it's actually, I think, cheaper because compared to the branded bags that are out in the market with the premium, I can actually smell the leather. Really smells like real leather. So this is one of their bags. They have a smaller backpack if you don't want a big backpack like this one. It has a small backpack that can fit 2 sneakers, and they also have a very stylish duffel bag. I actually ordered those 2 again because I really like their bag. Just try them out, and the zippers are very high quality. It doesn't get stuck. It's very easy to zip and unzip. And good news, guys, Soul Premise gave me a discount code, 40%, when you use my discount code, which is MARKCHES. 40% off on all your orders. So thank you again, Soul Premise, for sponsoring this video. So this is the new AG3 Mid from 361. This is Aaron Gordon's signature sneaker from the 361 brand, which is from China. And I got the Denver Nugget colorway. Thank you again, 361, for sending this over and letting me wear test this sneaker. So a lot of you who saw me post this over at my Instagram were really excited to know the performance of the sneaker. Before we talk about the sneaker, I would just like to give a shout out to 361 for making a very nice box. It is slightly slanted opening, so kind of reminds me of our Jordan box. I think it's a Jordan 35, I believe. So I think I saw the video of Aaron Gordon about the signature sneaker of his, and his logo is actually an inspiration of yin and yang. So there's black and white here, and this is the AG logo here, which is quite dope for a logo in a basketball sneaker. I think he has one of the nicest logo right now. And of course here, 361 basketball, very high quality box too that comes with the sneaker. And now let's talk about the sneaker. So the upper material of the AG3 consists of different materials. So as you can see, this part, this whole piece from the forefoot going to the lateral part and middle part, it is what they're calling the prana weave. So it's actually like a fuse mesh upper which has a kind of ripstop feeding to it. And what's nice about the material is it's really supportive. That's one thing, the first impression that I felt when I wore the AG3 is how supportive this upper is, this prana weave, and how durable it is because it's kind of thick. So it's not crunchy, so you can hear the roughness of the material, but it's not too stiff that when I first wear this sneaker, I didn't feel it to be very rigid. I didn't need to warm it up that much. It is not too hard, surprisingly. And of course, another detail is this fuse material here for added durability for toe drags. And there's a fusing, this blue panel here. It's actually kind of like just a bit of design, but also helps out in the durability around the toe area of the sneaker. And there's a lot more fusing around the lateral part that goes from here and goes to the heel part and wraps around until the medial part of the sneaker. And they are calling this the 3+ caging, which kind of gives durability and support to the upper of the AG3. You can see it running through the lower part of the lateral side of the sneaker. And Overall, like I've said, the first impression that I got on the AG3 is how supportive the materials is, especially around the forefoot and lateral part of the sneaker. It's really made custom for Aaron Gordon, because Aaron Gordon's a big guy. He's 6'10", but he plays fast, strong at the same time. He's actually a hybrid big. He's a big guard. This one, I think the AG3 is more geared towards him compared to the previous AG2 and AG1. We'll discuss some more things about that in the other details of the sneaker. Now, going back to the lacing system, it has a traditional lacing system and it is a half booty construction, but what's nice about it is they added a little bit more support around the mid part of the sneaker. If you can see, this yellow part is like a strap here around the midfoot, and it goes down to the footbed. So when you are lacing it up, especially tightening this part, you can really feel your foot being pulled down to the footbed and giving you a better fit to the sneaker. Don't worry about that. The thong is nicely padded, even though it's thin. It has a lot of padding on the tip of the thong, but on the lower part, it's not too padded, but I didn't feel any discomfort on the laces when I was playing with the AG3. Moving on to the back part of the sneaker, this ankle collar is actually the mid-cut, so there's a lot of padding. There is a very plush Achilles pillows found in the AG3. So I remember on my AG2, it's not as thick as the ones here in the AG3, which is nice. It really cups your heel very nicely. It doesn't have any heel slippage. Good heel containment, lockdown, support, and there's an internal heel cup that supports your heel and of course contain and gives you stability around your heel. And another thing that kind of helps out in the heel containment is this cushion that goes up on the lateral part of the AG3 and also on the medial part, so you're kind of sitting just a tad bit below here in the medial part, but of course on the lateral part it really goes up and hugs your foot really nicely. And the stability on the AG3 is very nice. I feel like my ankles were very stable. The insole of the AG3 is made out of a denser, I don't think this is Artolite, but it's a nicer insole. It's more dense, it's very plush, gives extra comfort when you step inside the sneaker. And there's a foam strobo. It's not a board, so it's a strobo foam. And when you are pressing it down, you can feel the cushion right now, because initially when I was just wearing it here and trying it out when it arrived, it doesn't feel that plush, but after playing with them, that is when you will feel the cushion of the AG3, which is called the NRGX cushion. So they didn't use the foam that they used in the AG1 and 2. They made a new foam for this, and actually I think this is a nitro injected foam, and this nitro injected foam needs break-in time. So when you're just walking around with the sneaker, you won't feel that foam that much, but when you started to warm it up and you started running, that's when you will feel the energy return to your foot. And I actually was quite surprised with the foam of the AG3, because when I was using it last night specifically, I brought my extra pair just in case that the foam didn't feel that nice. But I actually played with this one the whole game, and I actually had one of my best games lately with this one. I scored 40 points last night with the AG3, so I think I really need to use this more often. So like I've said, the foam of the AG3 is a lot denser compared to the AG2 and AG1. I remember that my AG2, when I was doing a fast break move and I did a heel strike on the heel part cushion of the AG2, and it really sank down and I didn't have the explosiveness to go up again. So I think that's one detail that Aaron Gordon really changed up from the AG2. It was really very plush in the heel, don't get me wrong, on the AG2. But with this one, I think it has more balance and stability, because like I've said in my fast break on the AG2, I really had an imbalance on my heel. I almost twisted my ankle because of how plush the cushion is on the heel part of the AG2, and I had a little bit of instability when I did a very hard landing on the AG2. But on the AG3, if I do that heel landing, I won't be having that problem because it's a lot stiffer, a lot denser. But don't get me wrong, if you put that energy on this foam, so the energy X, the energy that you give to this foam will also be the same amount that it will return. And that's one thing that you will really feel on the AG3, is especially when you're running up and down the floor, you will feel it bouncing, and really was a good surprise in my opinion. And I actually played almost 40 minutes last night, and I'm often observing my knees after a game, especially if I played the whole game, if it will hurt. So quite surprised that there was not much knee pain for me when I played with this the whole game. So really a nice surprise on the AG3. I didn't expect too much on the Energy X. I actually like the quick foam that they used before, but this one, after breaking them in, really feels good. And as you can see, this blue piece that kind of wraps around, like I mentioned earlier, this piece is the arch lock that they are calling. So it gives you that kind of better arch support, and at the same time the stability is there. I think this is partly the torsional plate is inside this plastic piece of the arch lock, and it is also together with the quick balance that gives you that extra stability to the sneaker. So with that combination of the quick balance and arch lock, you will feel very stable to the sneaker, and of course it gives a little bit of spring back to the foam. It complements the foam, especially when you're running up and down the floor. Now let's move on to the traction of the AG3. It features a lot of different directional lines, so it's actually a herringbone pattern. So here the rubber compound, especially on the medial part, is really thick, and even on the lateral part it is also thick. And outdoor use, I think, will be safe on this one. Look how thick it is. And one thing that I really actually like about the traction is, even though the grooves are thick, it's still kind of pliable. It bends so that it still adapts to the floor, whatever floor you play, and it sticks really nicely, and there's a lot of squeak in the sneaker if you are into that. I didn't have any problems when I was using it on a dusty floor the first time that I used this, and on the game last night it was still gripping really nicely too, even though there's a lot of sweat on the floor, and I actually was moving really nicely with the sneaker. And another plus is there's a medial part traction here around the forefoot, so when you're doing crossovers there will be extra grip here. And what this traction does is it gives you an extra push and of course friction to the floor when you're doing a very quick step. So the AG logo is here on the lateral part, which also contains your foot for added support. And this plastic is hard, but not too hard to the extent that it will rub around your foot. It feels nice around the foot. Very comfortable sneaker to use. And as for the weight, this is a US, oh no, this is a US 10, but they have a different sizing. So what I actually did is get my Euro size. It's Euro 44 and it fits me nicely. And the weight for a Euro 44 is actually 500 grams. It's actually on the heavier side, but when you're playing with it, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels very responsive because of how nice the fit is. The cushion setup, the traction is phenomenal. And I think with those three factors, even though the sneaker is kind of heavy, it's built like a tank. It's a very supportive sneaker if you're into that, if you're looking for something that's very supportive, if you're a big guy who's really agile, who likes to do a lot of spin move, who jumps a lot. The AG3 is something you should look into. Very supportive basketball sneaker. Even on big guards, you will surely love this if you are looking for a ton of support on a basketball sneaker. For the sizing, like I've said, go true to size if you're a regular footer, and wide footers, go half a size up. And if you want to order from them, go with your Euro size. Don't use the US size because they have a different sizing chart. And if you want to cop this AG3, I'll be putting the link down below where you can order the AG3. So guys, let me know what you think about the AG3. Do you like them? Do you like how it looks? Will you be copying? Are you interested? Hit me a comment down below. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!